Hey, everybody, welcome back to another video. Well, this would be, I think, maybe the 60th or the 70th one of these videos that I'm doing. So today, I have a super special guest because I had the chance to hang out with Jason in New Orleans not too long ago. I had a fantastic meal. We realized we're somewhat of kindred spirits, and it's got a fantastic story of why he's built the company and where he's taking it. So, Jason, give us a little bit of an idea of who you are and why you build 360 Insights.
Sure. Well, I've been in this space for a long time. Actually, in the 90s, when I was 17 years old, I actually built Hewlett-Packard's online rebate system when they wanted to move from those old like forms, mail-in stuff to an online system. And so learned a lot over the years. When I built 360 Incentives originally, it was called, and it was all focused on the tooling to drive the engagement that happens, the behaviors that you want to change. So it might be the sales incentive programs you run, the co-op MDF programs, the B2B rebate programs. And we did all of that stuff, and we'd start to plug into different tools that were out there, and we realized that we were the only tool that was really driving adoption, right? And so most tools get purchased, they don't drive adoption rates. And so for us, we're like, well, we have this really special sauce because we now pay billions, about $4 billion flows through our system on an annual basis. So it's like, when you want somebody to go to a technology and use something you just bought, you come to our system because we pay you money. We pay dealers, resellers, VARs, all this money. And so we're really excited. We acquired a company called Web Infinity a couple of years ago. It's now our portal technology. All of our incentives management is what drives people into the portal technology. And now it's about extending beyond. How do you plug in the other tools like learning management systems, TCMA systems, like you name the system, now plugged into our world, we can help you drive adoption, which is kind of the biggest problem for partner leadership people, right?
Totally. So it's very interesting the path you took, because like when I look at partnership leaders as a company, we took the path of ISVs first. Like most communities would have taken the path of going to channels and distributors, where just a much larger audience, right? But we took the path of ISVs because ISVs who create software, which is the product, right, or hardware, right, or maybe technology companies, right, and so software and hardware is created here, and then it's distributed, right? So it's interesting because you all took a different path, or maybe you were lucky to get into that path, right, where you figured out how does the payment for a transaction take place and get the complexity around it taken care of, right? And then now you're layering on all the portal and the workflow technologies, as I would call it, on top of it, so that partnership leaders can have an end-to-end solution.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, we started at the enterprise level, right? And my previous company that I exited before I started 360 did all the marketing communication. So we produced all the collateral that would go out to the resellers and the partners in the channel communities about things that are happening, like what incentives are happening around, what promos are happening now. And I realized that all these people are doing things in Excel and on pieces of paper, and there's no real tracking of the information and trying to help brands become more efficient and effective. So we started at enterprise, and as we started at enterprise, we started to learn that us bringing all this information could help them be more efficient and effective in their spends that they had. But we were the one that drove all the adoption and engagement, which is so key to how do you put this together, right? Think of the proliferation of tools that are out there. Like you guys talk to partnership leaders all the time. There's hundreds, maybe even thousands of tools, like MarTech used to be, of tools out there. What do you do with that? How do you put them together? You can't have 50 different tools. We have clients, when we go in there, they'll have like a web page with 76 links to 76 PDF files that tell you to go to 76 sites to create 76 usernames and 76 passwords to engage with that brand. How hard is that?
Maybe they need one password.
Maybe, yeah, that's right. They need a connected system that can measure everything that's going on.
I kid, I totally kid.
Exactly.
No, I'm thrilled to have you at the conference, because this year the agenda that we put together is highly curated, because we took the top questions partnership leaders have and give answers to them, or provide answers for those questions. But we also have lots of networking time built in to the agenda. So, and it's dedicated networking time. So there's no other content happening at that time, so that the people that are attendees attending the conference can come to you, can connect with you, can just stop by and say, like, Jason, like, how did you solve this back then? And what's different now? And what didn't work, more importantly, because like, if we can just cover what didn't work, I think people would be at least somewhat directly correct in producing revenue for their companies, and more importantly, paying their partners, which is, I know, a problem that I've faced in multiple companies. Tell us a little bit about your participation at Catalyst specifically this year. I know we've been working on this project for a couple of years, and we're finally here.
Yeah, we're super excited to be there. My first time being there, and we're really about how do we bring ecosystem orchestration together, like different tooling plugged into one thing. And so we're going to be there talking about how that all comes together. You know, like you talked about, how do you have conversations about what didn't work for brands that are out there? We've been doing it 16 years. I started a company 16 years ago. You know, when you think about now, we're over 700 people in the organization, over $4 billion of flow through dollars in the organization, over 400 enterprise clients on top of our platform at a global level. So we have a ton of experience that we can help others with. And so we love to have those conversations. I love what you guys are doing, how you're putting together kind of playbooks and strategies for people to execute in the channel. Now we're all about how to use the technology to empower those playbooks and strategies.
Super. Well, Jason, I'm looking forward to hosting you and your team, and I'll see you in Chicago, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.